Sharon pointed to a stool. "Sit down and enjoy your breakfast. There's milk in the fridge for the coffee." Sharon placed 2 pieces of French toast on each of 3 plates, garnished them with fat slabs of butter and a smattering of powdered sugar, and then sliced orange slices onto the side. Balancing all 3 plates, she smiled at Riley and scooted through the swinging door into the dining room. Riley found the milk, pulled the stool over to the counter, and sat down with her mug. Sharon had left the newspaper open to the section on local news, and Riley flipped the pages until she found the world news. After scanning the first few headlines and being hit with a wave of gloom, she folded the paper and resolved to ignore the news for the next several days. She ate the French toast, thinking she should have had 2 slices when the first disappeared quickly. She took her plate over to the sink, already half full with other plates. The window above the sink framed a view of the mountains, which were cloaked this morning with mist so thick that the highest peaks were entirely concealed. Sharon reappeared with empty hands. "They liked the toast." It was delicious. Riley held up her empty plate. "You really do enjoy this, don't you?" "Amazing, isn't it, considering this whole thing never was my idea. In fact, I distinctly remember standing right here in this kitchen and telling Cherie she was crazy if she thought I'd be able to cook breakfast for a dozen guests or more 7 days a week. But yes, I really do. Tomorrow I'm making breakfast frittatas from my favorite cookbook. I make it even better than the book with a little green chili sauce on the side." "You won't mind if I help with the cleanup? I want to do something in exchange for room and board if you won't let me pay you." Riley rinsed off her plate and set it in the dishwasher. "Deal, but sit down and finish your coffee first. I'll have that sink filled in a half hour, then you can really get to work. Sometimes I dream that I've made enough money to hire a year-round kitchen elf. I barely break even as it is through the slow winter months, though, so it doesn't make sense to have another hand. Still, I wish I could. Meredith comes at noon to clean the rooms, but I don't pay her enough to do the kitchen as well. In the busy summer season, I pay her daughter to help with the cleanup, but then she goes back to school, and I'm left with all of this." She sighed and found a towel to wipe a puddle of spilled orange juice off the counter tiles. "But you can't beat September in the mountains. You've picked the best time to visit." An attractive woman pushed the door halfway open and glanced from Sharon to Riley, and then back to Sharon. Sharon quickly motioned her into the kitchen. "What is it, sweetie?" "Any more coffee? We're empty out here." Riley guessed that the woman in the doorway was in her early 30s, but she showed no sign that she minded being called sweetie. Only a grandmother could get away with calling their customers terms of endearment like sweetie, Riley thought. Sharon had 3 grandchildren, in fact. Riley had seen all of their baby pictures. Sharon had been married once, years ago, but she never talked about the marriage, except to say that the one good thing she got out of it was her son Max. Max was 29, same as Riley, but he had already managed to father 3 kids. Of course. Sharon reached for the carafe she'd filled earlier and then set another pot on to brew. As she filled the woman's cup, she said, "Anna, meet Riley. You 2 are sharing the cottage." Anna held up her hand. She had manicured nails and a gold bracelet that caught the light when she moved her hand. "She might not actually want to meet me this morning," she said, this time pointedly looking at Riley. "I think I may have woken you up last night. I needed a shower and forgot I was sharing the cottage." Sharon shook her head. "Don't worry about Riley. She's a sound sleeper. Her ex was a snorer." Riley laughed. "And you know Lisa was a snorer." "Oh, I know more secrets than that, honey," Sharon winked. She excused herself and went out to serve the coffee. Anna set her mug down and opened the fridge door to get the milk. She had a trim but curvy figure that was noticeably attractive, even in loose pants and a sweatshirt. The rest of her was easy to appreciate as well, Riley thought. Anna seemed to know her way around the place. Riley guessed this wasn't her first time staying at Sharon's. "Mind if I join you? I like the kitchen seating better than the dining room. It's stuffy out there." Anna pulled the second stool up to the counter. "I had an ex who snored. I always tried to convince him to stay up late so I could get to bed first." "I used that trick once or twice," Riley agreed. "But it's hell if you wake up in the middle of the night to go pee, right? And earplugs drove me crazy."